everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in another episode of A Day in the Life of a Virtual Latino. Jen Salazar here, bringing you another cool guest. Today we have Stephanie from Mexico. Hi, Stephanie. How are you doing today?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great also right now. Well, we have the World Cup matches going on and Ecuador is playing, and I'm so excited. I hope we do well. Today, we're so happy to have you here, Stephanie. To let you know, guys, Stephanie speaks 5 languages. So that's a cool thing. Tell us a little bit about you, Stephanie, especially about the languages and something else that maybe you would like to share with our audience.
Well, since I was young, I always loved languages. My mom, she learned an English major, and she always taught me like English movies, songs. So I really loved English. And I'm Jewish, so in school they taught us Hebrew. So
Hebrew, yeah.
Yeah, I always have like a facility for languages. I don't know why, maybe because my mom taught me since I was little, but I always had like a facility to learn new languages and always loved new cultures, new languages and everything. So when I finished school, I was searching for a major like that had languages, and recently they opened one new major in Universidad de Anáhuac here in Mexico. And I joined and I loved it. It was really, really, really good. I learned Italian, French, and a little bit of English. And I also knew Spanish and Hebrew, so that's my 5 languages. And they also taught us culture of those countries, of Italy, of France. And it was very, very good and nice to learn about those new cultures and languages. Yeah.
Also, we have here that you love working out. So you're a gym girl or something else like Pilates or yoga.
I do like different things, like functional and heat. I don't know if you heard of heat, high intensity exercise. I do it here in my house. I have an app, Ale Rubio. It's the trainer, and I work out here every day in the morning. That's the first thing that I do. I really love it because it gives me like energy through the day. I love it. When I don't exercise, I am in a bad mood. I'm tired. I don't know. It changed my day totally.
So tell us a little bit about you regarding remote work. We know that because of the pandemic, most of us were forced to go remote. You were having maybe an office job before, and then you had to go remote. How was that difference of the 2 modalities of work? Did you feel any type of difference, like big difference regarding the working in the 2 ways?
Well, yeah, it was different because I had a schedule every day. It was since 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the office. So when I started to work at my house, I had no schedule because it could be something at 5 p.m. and I had to do it. It could be something at 9 p.m. and I had to do it. So I was really, really tired and didn't really like catch up with all the work that I had. Like changing the routine, it was a bit difficult, but then I started to like it because I had my times. I could do things my way, like I could wake up a little later, exercise. Then I started working and everything. So I catched up with my job, with my work, with everything. And then I just loved it. I started to work at an office like last year, and I was like, no, I really wanted to be in my house and working like remotely. It's better, I think. It's like, yeah, it's better.
And have you particularly set up a special place in your house to work? Oh, cool. Tell us a little bit about that, because that changed your mindset and your mood too. When you have your particular place to work. I used to work back, when I started working, actually it was in 2020 as well, for the pandemic. And I had like my guest room, and then I had just a little table with my computer. And I loved my kids and everything. They were having classes online, but they were jumping every time when I was in meetings and everything. And it was cute. I mean, people understood that I was working from home and everything. But your concentration gets affected a little bit. So that happened to me. And now I have my little office, and decorating it, putting like your style to it actually helps your mood. So tell us a little bit about your place. How have you set up your place to work?
It's not actually an office, but it's a desk, a very comfortable desk. And I have the window here. So I love like watching the trees and everything. It relaxes me. And I have a picture with my husband. I have a painting here in front of me. So it's not actually a closed space, but it's good.
Yeah, and it gives you the chance to be creative. And actually, like I said, helps you more being productive. Sometimes we think that just productivity, it's about concentrating in the work that you're doing and that's it. No, what surrounds you also helps you to be creative and productive. So yeah, it's cool that you have your own workspace and everything. How did you find out about Virtual Latinos in the first place? How did you discover our company? And what made you actually apply and say, okay, I'm going to give this a try to see what it looks like?
Well, I was searching for, as I told you, I started to work at an office again. So I was not happy with the work and with the place and everything. So I started to search for something different and remote. And a friend tagged me in Facebook. She said, "Look at this. I think it could work for you." And I looked at it and I said, "Well, I'm gonna apply and see what happens." And the application was a bit difficult because you have to make some exams, and it deleted my exam because my internet was not good, so I had to do it like 3 times. It was very difficult, but I said, no, I have to finish this. I have to do this. And then I got accepted and started to look for new jobs and things. And I found the one I like. I'm right now. I liked it because it's a non-governmental organization, and I have experience in that. I used to work in an NGO before.
Oh, that's cool. So you found your perfect match, actually.
Exactly. And it's also a Jewish one, so I really liked it because I'm Jewish. So it was the perfect match for me.
Oh, cool. That's nice. And well, actually, this is something that I tend to repeat when we have these kind of interviews, because I have had other guests that say, oh, I think I found my perfect client and I'm so happy. Because we actually care about that. RBA is also feeling happy with the client that they're working with, and it's a win-win situation. So how long have you been working with the client?
3 months, I think.
And do you think by now you have found like a good work relationship with them?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Are they a small team, or are they kind of big? I know it's an NGO, but sometimes they're, they have a lot of people.
I don't really know everyone, but I know like 3 or 4 people from the organization. I think they are not that big, but not that small either. So it's like, I don't know, 8 people that I know right now. And I think they have like 40 people working there.
Okay, cool. And tell us a little bit about your role, and what can you say there are your 3 or 2 main tasks about your day-to-day work?
Well, my main task is research organization donors for from different organizations for this organization, to search for new donors from the Jewish community in America. And also I'm a little helping with designing flyers and stuff. I'm not a designer or anything, but I use Canva, so I have always used Canva, so it's very easy. And those are my main tasks.
Okay, cool. Right now. And are you working full-time or part-time with the client?
Part-time.
Okay. And do you think that maybe you will have chance to find like another client, maybe to, compensate that time? Or you're okay being part-time because it gives you more freedom?
Yeah. I have another job outside of Virtual Latinos. It's also like a freelance job, remote job. So I have like these 2 complement each other. So I wouldn't be searching for a full-time here.
And actually, that was why my question going through, because I was just wondering, maybe there are some people that think that maybe you will have to stick only with one client. No, actually, we give you the freedom to also have like a local job if you can, or another virtual job. So you're compensating the two, and it's great. It's great to see that you're actually having. You can have the chance to actually do that. So so far, I think it's gonna be it's doing great, right?
Yeah, it's doing great, really great.
Now, regarding the tools that you use in your day-to-day work, how can you say that you can use those tools for your work? Like, for example, you say that you use Canva, like for making the designs or the flyers and everything. But what other tools do you use, like, for example, for communication or for organizing your tasks?
Well, for communication, we use email mainly, and also WhatsApp. Sometimes I use my time tracker, Clockify, to have my tasks ready and like organized and everything. And I use Rocket Reach, which is like you can search LinkedIn profiles there. So for the donors, it's very easy because it gives you their emails. So it's very, very good. And also another tool that's called Verify Email, to verify if the email exists and is they use it or not. And Canva, I think those are my tools.
Cool. Now, tell us a little bit, just for our audience and for me to know as well. What was your experience when you had the first interview with the client? I mean, did he ask any type of question that you were like, oh, it's kind of hard? Did you get nervous when he was interviewing you?
I was very nervous, but like a real interview with like face-to-face interview, I think it's even harder if you're getting nervous, but like this, it's better, it's calmer. But yeah, I was a bit nervous. He was very, very nice. He asked for also my personal hobbies and the languages that I spoke and everything. He was very interested in that. But no, it was good. It was friendly. It was like a conversation with a friend, and we knew people. We had people in common, so it was very good.
Oh, great. It was a match made in heaven then. Yeah, I was asking because usually sometimes we get nervous, especially because the interview has to be done in English. And English is not our first language. We get stuck. I mean, we just, oh my God, the words don't come as they should. So I was asking because that happened to me. I think it was my first interview before I actually got my job here with Virtual Latino. So I was like, and he didn't work very well. He might be thinking, oh my God, this girl. But I was just recalling my experience, and I say, I'm wondering how yours went. What can you say that is the biggest lesson that, being with Virtual Latinos and working with one of our clients has taught you so far?
Well, like organizing my time has always been a priority for me. I'm very organized, but having like the time tracker, it helped me a lot. I mean, it was difficult at the beginning because I'm not used to measure my time, like have the tasks measured, and it was difficult at the beginning, but then I really liked it because I can see how much time it takes me to do several things, and also my client knows how much time I take doing several tasks and everything. So that was, I think, the most difficult thing at the beginning, but then I just I liked it.
You managed to figure it out, and then you organized yourself. And for the client, it was the first time also working with someone remotely, or they have experience working with VAs before?
He interviewed me for another position. And when we spoke, he said, no, I really think you would be great for another position that I have. So he hired another virtual assistant for that position. But at the same time, he hired me for this position. So it was at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I asked because sometimes clients are new. I mean, they hire VAs because they need to, and they say, okay, I'm going to jump in hiring someone remotely, and it can be challenging because if they don't have experience and the VA also doesn't have any type of experience, they're in the learning process together, right? So
it was
pretty basic.
He was
like understanding a little bit more about remote work. He
was new in Virtual Latinos. He told me that.
Oh, okay. So he was also in the process of learning how to manage a virtual assistant, right? Exactly. But I think it was successful because you say that you're actually bonding very well with them and with the team. So it's really cool. Any advice that you would like to give maybe to people watching our video, our interview, and they are just trying to figure it out about remote work? What can you say that it's like the biggest or the two biggest tips that you can give them?
Well, first, as we said at the beginning, find a place like where you're comfortable, a good chair that it's good for your back because you're going to be there for a while sitting, a good spot to like really concentrate and do things your way, and also have a routine. I think that's worked for me a lot. Having a routine, like knowing from what time to time are you gonna be working. Of course, having some breaks, that's healthy. But yeah, that's I think the two tips that I can give people.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Stephanie, get to know you, and especially because we had something in common, which is the languages. I mean, I also love language, so it was really cool to see that I shared that with somebody else. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you feel happy with the interview as well. For you guys there, thank you so much for tuning in as well. And as I always tell you, stay tuned for more episodes of A Day in the Life of a Virtual Latino. I'll be seeing you again. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jen. Thank you.